Yeah, it's on live.
All right. Shalom. This is the brothers of GMS New Orleans coming at you with another live lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahabashai, Bahasham, Rakahak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. And to the few sincere Akwat out there diligently learning in silence. Shalom. And we're just going to get straight into it with this lesson with Revelation chapter 19, verse 10.
He's in the back. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy."
A point blank period. The testimony of Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy. And hey, brothers are constantly doing lessons, going into different topics, dealing with self betterment and the law and the herbs and stuff like that. But one of the main things we should be going into right now is prophecy because we are living in these highly prophetic times. We're living in the last days, really the last seconds of the last days before Yahweh's second coming and the kingdom of heaven is established and the elect are saved. And we can clearly see that that's the case with everything that was spoken of to happen during these last days. They are taking place or in the process of taking place as we speak. The nations rising against nation, wars and rumors of war, earthquakes in diverse places, etc., etc. And of course, the fame of the word as well, which is quickly coming upon us. So while we have this time to prophesy these words, hey, we're going to continue to go into these current events and filter them through the scriptures and prophesy to the hopeful elect out there to let them know what times they're living in and how to prepare themselves accordingly. And hey, also for the wicked of our people and you wicked heathens in general, the great judgment that's coming to you for all the iniquity you've been living in and committing. We're in the times of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai visiting the world which he made for all the wickedness that's being committed upon it. But now we can jump to Second Esdras chapter 15 and start at verse 1. And I'm going to read down to verse 8. And of course, if brothers have any points they want to make, feel free to jump in.
I was holding the second Esdras 15.
Khan.
Second Esdras 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh.
Khan, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which is exactly what we're doing now. Again, watching the news, which there's so much information coming out every hour of the day. Really, it feels like every minute of the day at this point. It just feels it's overwhelming in a good way. It's just too many topics to cover, and again, that just goes to show us that we truly are living in these last days before the kingdom of heaven is established, which we are diligently waiting for. So we're going to continue, prophesy in the ears of our people, whether they hear or whether they forbear. Keep going on.
And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
And hey, the prophets did it in the past, writing down these scriptures that we're reading, and hey, we're doing it now. We're causing them to be written down in these video epistles, which we do, day in, day out. Videos constantly going up, as it says in Psalms. I believe it's verse 9, Psalms chapter 19. There's not a the voice is heard, day and night, roughly paraphrasing, and there's not a language in which it's not heard, which just further goes to show that prophecy is being fulfilled because you got brothers all across the planet, using the unicorn of the internet to diligently preach this word, further bringing about the downfall of this place, as it says in Matthew 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Prophecy necessitates the end of this society and this wicked way of life that we've known. Keep
Yeah,
going on. Oh,
that
God.
also proves that people that don't want to prophesy, they don't want the end to come. That scripture is straight to the point. It's a commandment to preach the gospel. So anybody that's not about preaching the gospel, they don't want the end. They want this place to continue. It says, Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Keep going.
For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
And as we get closer to the end, hey, these people are going to get more wicked out here, try to come against us that much harder. But we are not to fear these things, as we haven't been fearing these things, because we have the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai on us to preach these words, and what the angels encamping around us, as it says in Psalms 34, verse 7. And then as it says in verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All these people, especially our people that are coming against this truth, they're only further digging that hole of judgment coming to them, that death by pain, as it says in 2nd Esdras chapter 9. And as it further says in Romans chapter 3, for what if some did not believe? Shall the unbelief of them make the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai void? Of course not. As they get more scared, as these prophecies come to their fulfillment, that's how much bold we get, how much more confident we get in the words that we preach and prophesy, because these things that brothers, beginning with our apostles and elders, have been preaching for decades at this point, we're literally in the midst of them coming to pass as we speak. They're being spoken not just by us, but biblical prophecy is becoming so prevalent that people outside of the truth even have to admit it. When you watch these prepper videos or these alternative news sites, it feels like they're quoting biblical prophecy, whether knowingly or unknowingly.
God. It says, verse 5, behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Khan. And we are in the midst of all these things taking place. The sword, what's going on over in the Middle East right now, Ukraine, talks of war with China and Taiwan, the wars and rumors of wars, famine. It's been coming out in the news lately that there's a looming rice shortage on top of all these other food shortages that are going to come, due to, the elites manipulating the supply chain and destroying these food processing plants, but also these adverse weather events that have been hammering farmers as croplands for the last couple of years. Death and destruction, which in our chat, brothers are constantly putting up information showing people out here dying, every day of horrific judgments. And they just seem to be getting worse out here with the ways that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is taking these people out. And it's only going to continue.
God. It says, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
God. And, we think things can't get any worse, but again, every day it just seems like some new bit of information comes out, which just, is worse than what we previously heard, not just amongst our people, but amongst the powers that be in this world. Recently you had one of those people in the WEF talking about how parents, don't have a right to raise their children that they think they should be raised, that's, that they should get a government license for it. And if, they don't toe the line, they're bigoted, or they're against the alphabet people or any other freakism, hey, those kids can be taken away. If this society was allowed to continue, as it says in Matthew chapter 24, no flesh would be saved. We definitely got to get out of here. We're in the worst case scenario on all levels.
God, it says, therefore, saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Could somebody get me Psalms 119 and 126 to back up verse 8 real quick?
I got you. 126.
Con.
This Psalms 119, verse 126. It is time for thee, O Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law.
Point blank period. It is time for thee, Yahweh, to work, because they have made void thy law. This planet is just engulfed in wickedness, being orchestrated by the man of sin, the son of perdition, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And who is, as it says in Lamentations. Let me get it real quick. Not Lamentations, but Isaiah chapter 24, verse Isaiah 24, verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, and broken the everlasting covenant. With Esau, Edom, and rulership, he's done everything clean, contrary to the laws, statutes, and commandments. And, as the king is, so are the people. You've got, the nations and our people, the wicked of our people, following after him and just making the situation worse out here. Back in 2nd Esdras 15, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. And we're seeing that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is no more holding his tongue, with this great judgment going out and these prophecies beginning to come to their fulfillment.
I got one.
Khan, you got it, Doc.
And it's Romans chapter 8, verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High.
Oh, and that speaks for itself. The earnest expectation of the creature, which goes back to what, creations. The earnest expectation of, creation is the manifestation of the sons of God. Because what does it say in Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And under the wicked's rulership, the people are mourning. And, the earth is languishing and growing weak and feeble, as it says back in Isaiah chapter 24. So while, you've got these people coming against us, their spirit, is really crying out for the manifestation of the sons of God. Oh, you want to make a point?
Verse 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now.
Khan, worst case scenario on every level. The environment's destroyed with pollution and chemtrails. You've got this fake Frankenfood out here breaking people down. You've got the relationships between men and women just completely degraded out here. Drug addiction and alcohol abuse is at an all-time high, and suicide rates are at an all-time high. Everybody is just, languishing under this wicked man's rulership. There definitely is a need for a change in management out here. And with these end time signs coming to pass as we speak, we know that we are just that much closer, to the manifestations of the sons of God, the righteous finally being put back in authority, and this world being put back in order, at peace, at rest. But before that can take place, for all this wickedness, that great judgment, that death, that famine, the sword must come.
Let me read this in the NLT real quick.
Okay.
It's, Romans 8 and 19 in the NLT. It says, for all creation is waiting eagerly for that future day when the Most High will reveal who his children really are. So the whole world is really waiting for this gospel they don't know it. They come up against us. They think that they're coming up against something wicked. They see, oh, they got horns on Jesus. These guys are in the cult. But what they're really crying out for is the kingdom of heaven. They just don't know it. We do. You got it, Doc.
Khan. You got it, Yakana.
Yeah, this is Psalms 82 and 4. It says, deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hands of the wicked. All right, this is the point. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on darkness. All the foundation of the earth are out of course.
Khan. Would you mind rereading it, Baba Kashal?
Yeah, this is Psalms 82 and 4. It says, deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hands of the wicked. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
At that first part, it says what? Deliver the poor and the needy from the wicked, which is speaking of that remnant, the elect right now, those that are sighing and crying for the abominations thereof. Those that are cleaving unto the 144,000 in the elect. as it says back in 2nd Ezra chapter 15 at the end. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Since Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai has given us an understanding of these scriptures, and we know who the wicked is and how things should be, we're constantly sighing and crying for the abominations being done therein, and we definitely need deliverance from this devil. Because if we didn't have a power against us, hey, as brothers, as we always go into, we don't have a snowball's chance in hell of making it out of what this devil's about to come down in great wrath with. But you got it, Kaya.
God, yeah, not only are the elect against this place, but you also have the spirits or the angels of the Lord as vengeance of volcanoes and hurricanes and different things rising up in the earth, man. You had 19 volcanoes erupted at the same time. And then you got of all, you got birth pains. It says birth pains in end time headlines. Birth pains. What do you mean birth pains? I mean, in the scriptures that speak about that's the coming of the downfall of this place, right? The rumors of wars, everything that you've been saying. The spirit of the Lord is against this place, man. It ain't just the people. Everything has a spirit in it. And the earth is against it, is rising up against the wicked. Everybody's against the wicked. This is Job 20 and 27. It says the heavens shall reveal his iniquity and the earth shall rise up against him. Now, everything that's within the earth, the inhabitants of the earth, the whole earth is against the devil, man. Right? The devil have broken the land Sabbath. All right. He have used his heart machine, just different things. He have created that which was naturally grown and made it start putting organic. There's nothing organic. The word organic down there ain't in the Bible, man. Everything is natural. You got to put organic on foods just to sell them, man. All right. This devil just a mad scientist, man. You got it, brother.
I want to say this. It even came out about a year or two ago that even though it was orchestrated through Whole Foods, even though they give you that title and that label organic, they're still giving you fucking chemicals and bullshit. They just give you what you want. They just slap it on the label and on the advertisement, but it's still the same old junk. They just give you what you want. You people want organic, just give it to you. All right. Meanwhile, when you look at the fine print, way at the bottom, it says bioengineered ingredients, man. All right. So like the Lord said, we're gonna eat our food defiled amongst the Gentiles, man. This is poison. All right. So yeah, it really, it got to the point where you really can't get around it. Oh, I'm gonna go vegan. I'm gonna eat eggs, salads, nuts. It's getting you with that shit, man. Fishes. It don't matter. You can go pescatarian, keto. You can go paleo. They still socking into your ass, man, some way, somehow. And then if they're not, if you do, they're gonna jack the price up on the shit. So it's a price of being eating healthy. It's a price of exercising, man. Go ahead, up.
Hey, and they throwing the jab. They started.
I'm just about to say.
Yeah, that too.
So we calling it off, man. And that's why the Lord started at the end of a kingdom, according to Job 14 and 5. He have bounds that he can't pass, and this devil just don't reach the bounds. Let me read this, Ryan. You got it. You can speak on it. This is again, it's probably bright as shit. Well, it says birth pains. I made this 19 volcanoes have erupted at the same time. It says more than a dozen volcanoes are erupting at the same time worldwide, and 3 new eruptions during the list this week. The Smithsonian Institute Global, I guess that's the GVP, Global Volcanism Program, tracks new eruptions and updates its list of currently erupting volcanoes on Wednesdays. The most recent update shows 3 new eruptions, bringing the list total to 19 eruptions at once. This list doesn't include all erupting volcanoes. The new volcanic eruptions have some people voicing their concerns on social media. Volcanoes erupt simultaneously in Italy, Iceland, Japan, Mexico, Russia, the Philippines, etc. All right. So I'll read real quick this. Total normal, right? One person posted on X, which is, I think, Twitter, formerly Twitter. Yeah, it's not actually uncommon for multiple volcanoes to erupt at once. Experts were quick to dispel any fears. PSA: volcanoes are erupting at all time over the whole world. But they're looking to dispel fears. You got it out.
Could you get me Isaiah 29 verse 6, Amawad? But hey, on top of the earthquakes taking place, in diverse places all across the planet, look at what just happened in, I believe it was Libya or Algeria. I think it was a flood. There was a flood in one of them, but you had, the earthquake in Turkey. I believe there was an earthquake in Libya too, and damn near an earthquake happening in Afghanistan every other week. Now you've got volcanoes erupting in diverse places all across the planet. You got that Isaiah 29 verse 6, I?
Con. Isaiah 29 verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire.
Hey, the flame of devouring fire, which is ultimately talking about those nukes, but can go into those volcanoes too. Because what do they when they erupt, what do they shoot forth? That hot molten rock, which is also what a tempest is when you look up that, a gust of wind, which is hot pressurized gas getting shot forth. So, hey, everything that's taking place now, it lines up with biblical prophecy. And hey, that's why that angel told John in Revelation chapter 19 that the spirit of Yahushua is prophecy, speaking these words into the ears of our people to let them know what times they're in and what they need to do to prepare themselves accordingly. But you got it, Kayak.
All right. Don't leave out those burn bans too. Those burn marches they've been doing.
Oh, kind.
You got the wildfires that, from California, all these different places that they can't put out. So there's a lot of, which that's the spirits of the Lord that's against this place. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that in Ecclesiastes.
And just to back you up too, what do we have during this summer? Record heat waves, record heat levels, which we know who had a hand in that with his, his instruments of science.
The instruments of cruelty, man. This nigga got machines to do the work, man. Like that one Jake that work at this place. This nigga's producing. This nigga's got GMO clouds now, man. In the air. This nigga's a mad scientist, man. Who thinks of that shit?
Even that fog that was down here, brother. That they say it was mixed with the burning with the fog. That shit was white clouds, man.
It looked like Silent Hill.
I never saw it. No, none of us brothers was talking about it. We never heard or saw anything like that. It was zero visibility. Every morning we're driving, man. And it smelled like a forever burning. I believe it was a ritual, man, or some type of sacrifice, bro. You got it, brother.
And just the point you brothers have been making with those instruments of cruelty, that backs up that Psalms 82. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Hey, this devil's using his technology and conjuring up demons to throw the earth out of course and make it hectic and chaotic out here for his own means, to bring what? That order out of chaos. And then now you're talking about how us going into this winter season, they're talking about how it's going to be, record cold, like it was a record heat wave during the summer, and that they're expecting blackouts in half of the US and in Europe as well. And people are facing what? Freezing and starving to death.
Right. And that means what? People can go butt shit ass crazy too, man. All right. When it's cold, babies are crying, women in distress and backs and stomachs are hungry, people gonna lose it, man. All right. In the freezing cold. All right, because they already said before that, and I don't know if you a lot of you brothers and sisters out there don't remember, about a year ago, all right, Sleepy Joe, all right, Joe Biden, that guy signed an infrastructure bill to try to bring the infrastructure up to par. And that's dealing with the roads, the bridges, the roadways, the highways, even the different power grids, because the power grids are weak. Some of them outdated, especially down here. They had a hurricane down here, a couple of years ago called Ida. They had all the power grids that govern the whole region down here sitting on some old ass rusty poles and shit that collapsed when the storm came through at 165 mile an hour winds, man. So this place is screwed. And it lines up what the Lord said. He's gonna stretch forth the worm up under this bitch, man. This place is rotted out, man. It's screwed, as we say. and ain't no coming back. You can't say this place, man. That's why the Lord said what he said too. If Babylon, it can't be healed, man. Gone.
Was it also saying Isaiah 24, the city of confusion is broken down?
Yep.
And to back you up, I was watching, one of those economists, Lena Petrova, and she was going into, this winter storm coming and energy blackouts and all that. And she was saying that the U.S. grid is receiving less funding while these so-called green initiatives are getting more funding, which is all just, BS to further break down the grid. And they're saying, oh, it's looking like we're not going to be able to receive enough natural gas, to fire up these refineries and keep heat going in the U.S. Why? Because we've cut down the infrastructure to process that stuff, which again is all by design. This devil wants to get you people in that chaotic state so you can come on your knees begging him for that solution.
And who produces most of the world's propane and shit? Russia, I believe it's Russia, right? And they at war. They didn't want to do everything with this electric shit and shut down diesel. With diesel power, every goddamn the same trains and boats that they use to transport the electric batteries for those electric cars. Guess what's transporting them? Diesel vehicles, man. So it's all bullshit. This greenhouse initiative is all bullshit, man. All right. And then they're using it to control you people, trying to put you in these electric vehicles, Teslas and shit is all to control you. Because when you don't do right by Daddy Esau, guess what happens? He cuts you off, man. All right. And then you see, y'all brothers remember when Joe Biden once again last year signed his bill to where every home in America by such and such year should be under having electric power stoves, electric power gas heaters. Why? They can control you. Shut this shit off, man.
And hey, well, one of the brothers posted in the WhatsApp. This is from Thomas Macy's, Twitter or X handle, formerly known as Twitter, like Prince. The federal government has mandated that all vehicles sold after 2026 must have a kill switch that can disable your vehicle based on your driving performance.
I don't want that shit, man. Just give me the old shit. All right. I might go back into the 90s if they don't look out. Fuck it. All right. Go get one of them old ass shit, man.
They gonna take you to jail, brother. If you have a 19, they're gonna find some rule to put in place to take you to jail, brother. It is, like you said, this devil is crafty, bro. And don't forget, like the brother would mention with the electric grid, you got the hackers, and you also got they didn't weaponize climate change. You got the climate crisis. You're like, oh, the way things is changing, working against us. Man, anywhere you go, brother, they're setting up a brick wall for you to go this way, bro. Like it's all being laid out right in front of us, bro. It says in the U.S. I'm saying it real quick. It says no place in the U.S. is safe from the climate crisis. All of a sudden, out of the thin blue air, there's climate crisis everywhere. But that's neither here nor there. But a new report shows where it's most severe. But even it, like you said, with those different systems they was using, Raya, that you mentioned, that they're gonna stir up some shit, man. You got it, bro.
God, and just to back up with this whole, climate situation, now they're talking about climate L-downs and carbon credits out here, where if you eat too much meat or you travel too much, I guess on your electrical car now, since they're trying to phase out fossil fuel cars, they're going to cut down your credits, and they're bringing in that social credit score. They're going to cut that down. So what? You have to wait until next week if you want to drive so many miles or eat this much meat. And if you keep bucking up, disable your car and lower your social credit score to where you can't buy or sell out here or do any goddamn thing.
They start putting chains on states and shit. Hey, they gonna limit the amount of meat you buy. And then Jake ain't gonna have the money hike the prices up. Jake can't buy it anyways. Let me read this real quick. It says in this clip, it says climate change is affecting every aspect of our lives. Hey-ho told CNN. This is an article from CNN as well. It says some of the reports' sweeping conclusion remain painfully familiar. No part of the U.S. is truly safe from climate disasters. Slashing fossil fuel use is critical to limit the consequences, but we're not doing it fast enough. And every fraction of a degree of warming leads to more intense impacts. Here we go, right? But there are some more important new additions. Scientists can now say with more confidence, when the climate crisis has made rainstorms, hurricanes, and wildfires stronger or more frequent, long-term drought more severe, and heat more deadly. You got the summer alone, the Phoenix area baked through a record 31 consecutive days above 110 degrees, a shocking heat wave that was partly responsible for more than 500 heat-related deaths in Maricopa County in 2023, the deadliest year of heat on record. In July, a torrential rainstorm diluted parts of Vermont in deadly floodwaters. Then in August, Maui was devastated by a fast-moving wildfire. Bullshit. And Florida's Gulf Coast was slammed by a second major hurricane in 2 years. You got it right.
Hey, again, that Isaiah 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And we know this devil's using, the Mountain Dew Baja Blast for it. He's using he's using the HAARP. He's using the Doppler radar and all that. But what? It's ultimately through the will of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, manipulating this devil to do what? Fulfill prophecy, bring about these great judgments and destruction.
Practically, what this devil want to do, he wants control. All right, he wants to control. All right, all factions of the grid. Right, that's why the brother's going into. All right, if you don't get in line and obey this, he's going to shut these things off. That's why the scripture says it right here. Lamentations 5:4 says, "We have drunken our water for money, and our wood is sold unto us." So the natural things of the Most High, that He giving us water for free, wood, all right, air. I remember, like I tell these brothers laugh at this shit all the time. I remember living in Houston. So at one time, this devil wanted to call. He wanted to charge us, or start to charge the people out there a carbon tax on the air just to breathe in the air. He want to charge you, but the shit polluted. The devil want to charge for every goddamn thing, man. All right, you eating too much meat. But you have taught the people over here in the Western society to eat meat all fucking day, man. But you want to charge everybody. All right. Meanwhile, the people over there in the East, they eat mostly a Mediterranean diet. Before they eat spaghetti, they're gonna eat a salad first and different. But you taught the people to be meat eaters over here, man. Literally, niggas eat all type of meat, man. You all right?
All day.
All day.
Like Will Smith and believe that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, these people died, it's jacked up, but then you want to come behind, and this devil's all about money too, man. All right, and he's gonna charge you for it. Really, we taxed on everything. You go to the gas station, you're constantly being taxed. You tax every year on your car. All right, you just taxed your ass to debt, man. Even when your ass start making money, this nigga when you start making more money, he start taxing you even more. Everything's a trap over here.
Hey, because I looked at this receipt with Smoothie King, and I wish I would have kept this receipt, because it literally said sales tax, local tax. Then it said sales tax on sales tax, local tax on local tax. The tax had a tax on it.
Yeah, man.
And you look at certain bills, you paying for the deaf, the blind. You look on your phone bill and shit, they talking about for the deaf and for the blind. Man, we don't got nothing to do with that. Respectfully.
Shit, Social Security.
The thing about this shit too, he's pretty much, especially down here in most of these states, like down here, we getting down that tax almost 10%. 10%. That's a lot.
A lot.
Right? And you don't see them doing nothing with the money but pocketing the shit. All right. The streets are hell. It's like going through the fucking Empire State or my bad, at the Grand Canyon down this motherfucker. You need a champion truck that can drive down here on the roads. All the lights off on the freeway and on the streets. All right. But you don't see nothing where this shit going at. All right, there's nothing but damn near crooks down here. Really, all these goddamn states got fucking crooks and a bunch of ugly ass politicians, man, doing things, man. All right, it's a total racket throughout all this shit, man.
God, could you reread that Lamentations real quick, God?
Oh, you want me to read Lamentations?
Con.
Lamentations 5 and 4 says, we have drunken our water for money, and our wood is sold unto us.
Hey, Jake ain't living, that really anybody in America in living that self-sufficient, lifestyle anymore, building their own house, growing their own crops, all that. They've actually, outlawed that. You're considered a eco-terrorist if you grow your own front garden. So we're completely, at the behest, of this devil out here. You gotta pay for your electricity, pay for your water. You gotta buy a bottle of water. Gotta buy food. You gotta work to. It's just a complete, bad situation for us out here. And this was all by design to move people from being self-sufficient out of the country into these metropolises, to where you completely depended on them and don't have any life skills anymore. So once he comes down with that hammer, comes down in great wrath and cuts down all your amenities, you're so used to him that you're going to be coming on your hands and knees begging him for some semblance of normality, which we know what that's ultimately going to be. That biometric ID, that C-hip in you, which that's another part of prophecy that's quickly coming down the pipeline. Just the other week, Elon Musk said they are starting human trials with the Neuralink, that charagma in the forehead. But it looked like you were getting something on what?
Yeah, that all goes back to prophecy too, because that's an end time prophecy, the MOTB being mandatory. So you see all the pieces coming together, and just as we're going into the earth rising up against this devil, that coincides with what Israel waking up and the MOTB. All of these things is a puzzle that's being put together by the Most High. I was going to say earlier, I was talking about the cars being shut down. They actually have some countries right now, like in Southeast Asia, specifically Singapore, you can't own a car for more than 10 years or else they fine you or even jail you. So it's like the things that they're doing around the world, even like Switzerland, certain things you can see is coming here.
Hey, China is like that. In China, the gas emissions, and they've been doing this for close for years. The gas emissions over there, they only allowed to drive their cars only unto up to 40,000 miles, and they got to get rid of the car. And like I say, they're still dealing with it. That's why when you go and watch video of them over there in China and shit, you see them with those the C-19 masks on, because the gases and all of that shit is so bad over there. But they use it as a level of control, because I forgot what they go by kilometers over there too, but it's also they don't surpass, like I say, 40,000 miles. That's still a brand new car, man. Consider it over here, depending on the make and model. But it just shows you the level of things, and they're doing it over here. They're gonna turn these cities into what they call them, 5-minute cities?
15 minutes.
15-minute cities, man. All right. Same thing for down here. They getting ready to put a speed train from that can travel from New Orleans to Baton Rouge under 30 minutes. Why are they gonna do that? That's for control too.
Could somebody get me Revelation chapter 12, verse 12? And let me see. Another brother get me Ezekiel chapter 21. You can start at verse 9. Because as the elder brother was going into, all these different initiatives taking place are all about control. And you see that, it's getting much more forceful out here, and it's going to be used by force to be instituted. What? Because as it's about to go into in that Revelation 12, verse 12, this devil knows that his time is almost up. He's being exposed, which, that's a part of biblical prophecy as well. And he can't be, subtle with it anymore. He's got to come he's got to throw out his new playbook, so to speak, and come with his old playbook, using it, going for what he knows, using that his sword, his blessing, the sword.
Hey, the elect done cracked the Da Vinci Code in this place, brother. We found out that ain't nothing right, brother. It don't matter what we look at, we can find the wrong in it. Like it's nothing that's right from the water. I mean, anything that's of good, it's been poisoned with bad, man. Lead in the water. I mean, anything we eat, Jim, like it don't, like you say, this place is completely corrupted. This Revelation say 12 and 12.
Con.
It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had it but a short time.
Hey, that great wrath. Hey, it's not just, these troops on the street gunning people down, but which is, that's coming in big force too. But these different policies he's coming with, the great RESET, that fourth industrial revolution, the 15-minute cities, feeding people, bugs out here, carbon, tax credits, carbon credits, all that, to have people, so he can have the whole world to himself, but have people confined to these little, reservations, these 15-minute cities. You will own nothing and be happy. You got it, Kaya.
God, this Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. You got it?
Hey, reread it again, Baba Kasha.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Through his policy, his legislation, the strength of the law, what is it? What do you say? The strength of justice, or in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2.
Let it be the
Yep. Through his policy, he shall cause craft to prosper, creating this upside down transhumanist, society he wants to create, where everybody's, tagged and regulated. And he in your thoughts, that's how far this man wants to take it. He wants to, know your own thoughts and control them, just control every aspect of your society, to where if you even have a thought of bugging up, you have a thought of bucking up to him, and you're just going to be completely X'd out of society. No freedom, no control, nothing. As Alex Jones likes to say, a prison planet.
Yeah, he gonna hit you with a, hey, the ultimate goal is to, like, brother said, the electronic cars and the kill switch. The ultimate goal is to put the kill switch in you, Jake. You know what we talking about, all right? Because he gonna have the power to hit that kill switch, man. All right, and that kill switch coming by the M to the O to the T to the B. This shit getting ridiculous. We can't even talk no more, man. All right, this is just getting all out ridiculous. All right,
and that's another. That's another thing too. That kill switch, and then the 2020, 2021 kill switch. A lot of y'all people got that's just waiting to get flicked from off to on.
That too, and this right here, this really the ultimate kill switch. This famine of the word. All right, because brother's been receiving an email. Well, I did put it in there. Kushai put it in there days ago. They starting to tell brothers that we don't have enough moving parts on our pages. All right, to do things like upload and do things. So they just Xing out the page. Hey, brother, you don't have enough subscribers or viewers to do things such as upload multiple videos and do different things, man. All right, but that's a kill switch on this. Because once this word go out, the lights gonna go out in this place. Literally, it's gonna be a blackout totally, man. Because all hell gonna break loose. The things that we talking about gonna actually come into play, man. All right, Jake, you're gonna be seeing apparitions, as you speak about in Wisdom of Solomon 17. It's gonna be on. When the prophets stop talking, the everything hit the fucking fan. SHTF, man. All right.
And just to back with the fame of the word too, you had that Edomite Glenn Beck just recently come out with some information talking about how the FCC, or the Federal Communications Commission, is looking to gain more control over the internet, and to be able to put in regulations that's going to monitor these ISPs, or internet service providers, to regulate who they can sell their services to, and that they can cut off people's accounts and you know, stuff like that, which is what further playing into what you were just bringing out, Kaya, limiting people's use of the internet and what they can upload, you know, see or say.
Yeah, monetizing is for control. I mean, this man a control freak, right? He won't control your strokes, as the brothers at the top always like to say, right? You won't look down on it. The new camera phones got all kind of facial recognition and interlock and interchanges. Then you got that they starting to put in a plan for that brain, that surgery in the brain to get that tag in the brain. Is it, brother? It's all being set up, man. All right, but this the thing with Jake. Jake not gonna listen. Jake don't learn. Jake, oh, them guys just got garments on and they won't be deep. All right. Well, hey, the day is coming when the things that we said gonna come to pass, man. It shall surely come to pass. You got it, brother.
Meanwhile, you got this guy. Let me put it on the thing. Meanwhile, you got this guy here. He's playing with the Lord too, man. God, I just gotta put it up there. Hold on, turn it up. Let this guy play with your life if you want.
You hear nut? Israelite nut after Israelite nuts. What is their plan of action?
God, clown, man. You know, instead, and you still got them boneheads over there believing that shit when it happens, man.
Oh.
That's why a lot of you gonna get it cooking. All right, a lot of you Israelites in these groups over here, these wacky techie groups, man, you gonna take that chip, man. When it all boils down, when you get put up, hemmed up in a FEMA camp, all right, some goddamn well in a detention center, you gonna take that chip because you already under the impression that whatever's coming ain't the chip, all right? Because you believe guys like this, all right, paid off agents, man.
Hey,
It is what it is. What you about to say?
This warlock is saying now that, you know, Revelation 20, after the elect reign with Yahushua for 1,000 years, Esau's going to come back into power. He's going to hop out of a bush with a gun and you know, rule for a little season again. He's going to have another little season.
You don't understand what that's talking about, man.
38 ain't happening. One of them, Gog and Magog, man, this shit is just getting ridiculous, man. We ain't in that time in biblical prophecy. Well, we ain't in that time, and when us brothers who believe that this is happening, man, we in hell. Well, we fucked ultimately, man. If any prophecy is a lie or is not true, we screwed, man, and we know it's not so. You know.
Hey, when you're making multiple millions of dollars, that makes you want to second guess prophecy coming to pass a little bit. Maybe if I can get a few more.
It make you have to second guess. They're making him try to rewrite prophecy. You got to get down with the wicked, baby. All right, you don't have a choice. He don't have a choice but to do this, right? You sold out. You completely sold out. It's obvious, man. You don't have a choice but to get on here and say things and bring false advertisement to the scriptures, man. Go ahead, Amma, you got it.
The Lord gave him no choice. All right, there's no free will. Like, why would you choose to be a false prophet? He was at One West. He knows the truth. He knows the actual name of the Lord. He used to teach it. He got that 2-hour breakdown. The name of the Lord is this, and he knows the name. He knows the truth. Yeah. But the Lord is like, look, I'm gonna have this guy set up to mislead all of these jakes and get them put to death.
Hey, yeah. You know, and Jay gonna go get him a Hebrew costume too, like y'all can not throw in that bit.
From Spirit.
Jake, we got him a Hebrew costume, a set, you know, plus with a breakdown, a 37-minute breakdown, and then you got to buy the rest of the hour and a half, and when you got the costume on, and wear the costume while you watching it, man. This shit a joke, man.
But hey, that's a part of going back into the topic. That's a part of prophecy. That's a part of prophecy as well. You know, those men crept in unawares, those false prophets leading the flock astray and making merchandise of you out here. So again, at the end of the day, everything goes back to prophecy. Oh, you got it, Amawai.
Yeah, if your teacher telling you got to be wearing the fringes while you watch the video, you got to take notes in your Hebrew costume, you bugged out, man.
Hey,
God damn.
You know, you wouldn't know the true prophets if that wasn't for false prophets. That's just, as you know, and that's the balance to the Lord. And we listen, we totally fine. Like we know, because we know the Lord is controlling all things. So at the end of the day, right, they're also bringing forth prophecy. Like Ryan said, man. You know, I don't want to wrap this up. We beat those men. Go ahead, Amawai, you got it.
Can I get that to back you real quick?
Yeah, you got it.
This Romans 11:28. As concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes, but as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sake. So they're going to be in the kingdom in their right mind. They're still Israelites, but right now they're enemies for our sake. Like the brother just said, you can't identify the real prophets unless there's fake in comparison. If everybody was saying the exact same thing and coming in the exact same spirit, you wouldn't be able to tell. But the Lord is like, look, I'm going to have some niggas that's haughty, proud, matching uniforms, cadences, Greek, just looking like a Greek fraternity. I'm gonna have these black power niggas set up over here. I'm gonna have these bug out GOCC niggas over here. So you have to see, okay, these have to be the men of the Lord by a process of elimination. All right, they don't have no gimmicks. They breaking down the scriptures correctly. They're not trying to beguile anybody. It's just straight skinny.
It's just like
Keep
I went
reading
into
that out.
I can make this point real quick, right?
Con.
Yeah, it's like I went into that video for the Shabbat lesson a week before last about the skirt of him that's a Jew, but he again, like people gonna have the spirit on them to be like, I heard that the Lord is with you, but the people are the false prophets gonna have the spirit on people to think that the Lord is with them, you know, and they're gonna be like, we're gonna cleave to his skirt now. You know, you're gonna have people be like, well, I believe in my pastors in the church, I believe in this, we believe, well, we shall see, you know, everything gonna meet what it is, man. You got it, right?
Con, could you read either the end of that verse or the next verse? But what did it say at the beginning of that Romans 11:28? Hey, they're enemies for your sake, but for the Father's sake, they're beloved. Everybody is coming in their lots in these last days, you know, fulfilling everything according to prophecy, according to the election.
It says, as concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes, but as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sakes. For the gifts and calling of the Most High are without repentance. Whereas ye in time.
That was it. Just the election part. Reread that election part, Baba Kasha.
But as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sakes.
Hey, they're still beloved for the Father's sake, because, you know, on the one hand, the Israelites are going to come back, but what? They're fulfilling his will. They're fulfilling his story. They're fulfilling his prophecies, which is what is the end goal of all these prophecies taking place right now, to bring about the end of this wicked age and to set up, you know, that righteous eternal rulership. So at the end of the day, especially in these times, everything goes back to prophecy. And prophecy can't be, you know, disannulled or cut off. It can only be fulfilled. Did you have some, Amawad?
No, that was it. You still want
Ezekiel? Yeah, we'll get that Ezekiel. And if any brothers had anything else, we'll just close it out with Jeremiah 30, verse 7. Now, let's see what Abarat Dazah, we are those men. But hey, while the Spirit's on us, and we know we're preaching the doctrine of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which, as it says in, I believe it's Jeremiah 28, the prophets before me and the prophets of old prophesied what? Of great evils and famines and plagues and destruction against, you know, kingdoms and nations, which this Ezekiel 21, hey, that's what that's going into.
God. This is Ezekiel 21, verse 8. It says, again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished.
And we know who that sword is, as pursuant to Psalm 17, verse 13. The wicked, Esau, Edom, that devil that's about to come down in great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, and take out that sword one last time, so it can make that sheen noise when it comes out of that sheath, and that sun can hit it as it's about to come, you know, on the world's head, but especially you, Jake's, his main target.
God. It says, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter.
Mm-hmm.
Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree.
Keep going.
As he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer.
Hey, is sharpened and is furbished to be given into the hand of the slayer. That red horse in Revelation 6, verse 4, that was also given that great sword to what? Take peace from the earth. And that devil's got his one last hurrah to, try to fulfill his great work, which involves, a lot of people getting put to death, as it says on the Georgia Guidestones, trying to get that population down to 500 million. And we know that Israel is what? The sands of the sea. So by process of elimination, we can assume the majority of those people he's going after, what? You Israelites.
Yeah, that's why when you look on the Planned Parenthood mission statement, their goal is to increase Planned Parenthoods in South Africa and South America, so like in South America and West Africa, not India, not China. All right. They're trying to open more Planned Parenthoods in South America and West Africa. Who happens to be in West Africa and South America, man? Like a billion Jakes.
Con. Keep going on.
Con. It says, "Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thigh."
Hey, back in that second Esdras 15, behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. That great sword, along with these other calamities that Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is bringing upon the people for their wickedness, and first and foremost our people. It's called Jacob's trouble for a reason. And again, this all goes back to what? Biblical prophecy. And, us being out there prophesying this word in the spirit of Yahweh Shai, which again is the spirit of prophecy. But while this devil's going to show his red ass one last time, it's going to be futile, as it's about to go into in the next verse.
God, because it is a trial. And what if the sword contemn even the rod? It shall be no more, saith Yahweh, the Lord Yahweh.
Khan, and back up in verse 10, what did it say? It contemneth the rod of my son. So who's that rod? Yahweh Shai. And it says in 12, and what if the sword contemn even the rod, come against it? It shall be no more, saith Yahweh. And that's another part of prophecy. This devil, he's going to come against the elect, and he's going to get some of us, but that standard's going to be set up. And what? Then Yahweh Shai is going to make his second coming to fight against this devil and just completely wipe the floor with him. But you had something, Kaya?
No.
Okay. But yeah, we'll close that with that Jeremiah 30, verse 7. Hey, but again,
I got you.
This devil's coming down in great wrath. He's going to come against Israel. He's going to kill, a lot of Israel. But what? Ultimately, Yahweh Shai is going to come, destroy his rulership, and what? Save the elect. And in the midst, before all that, leading up to that, what? The elect are going to be going through that fire. Hey, like the brother on the top of the screen and myself went into with the Shabbat lesson. The elect are going to go through the fire, but they're going to make it through the end, because that's also another part of biblical prophecy. That standard being set up for the elect, who are standing firm and diligent in the name and the ways of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai.
And technically, we're going through the fire now, catching this
Khan.
man. All right, being frowned upon because of this truth. All right, and like we always say, an old saying within GMS, and we always saying for years, I'd rather go through this spiritual fire than to go through this physical fire that's going to come. That's going to fall from the heavens, man. All right, with that little nursery rhyme, the sky is falling. Well, the sky is going to fall for real, and it's going to fall on a lot of you people's heads, man. All right, in the form of ICBM nuclear missiles, man. So I'd rather go through this now, being ridiculed, laughed at, talked about, persecuted, than to go through what's finna come. You people not ready for what's finna come. Go ahead, Doc.
Khan.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, the Jeremiah 30, verse 7, Baba Kashah.
Just to add to the elder, like it said, I wish I shall baptize you with fire, that affliction. And we willing to go through the affliction of the Lord, man, and from the Lord, suffering, but though it be yet for a little moment, like you said, it's just a little season, then again, that torment in the end. All right, because the Lord gonna stretch that end time Jake just thinking the end time gonna go quick for the elect, but for the 2/3 and it's gonna probably feel like forever, man. The Lord gonna have them running from bears, tigers, and lions, serpents. You gotta. What if the Lord got you ordained for all of that? That means you're gonna be living through everything, man. All right, like so, like you said, we rather get that fire from Yahushua, man, that affliction, you know. But it is what it is, man. It's for righteousness. Jeremiah 30:7.
Real quick, shalom, you know, to the
No.
Akim and Akwath on the comment board, and a shalom to the brother Kabar, Yahweh by Shimi al Shai Barakatah. I just wanted to bring out that precept he put on there, that 1 Corinthians 11:32. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the
That's
world.
That's
A fire
right.
precept. Hey,
Yes.
we're going through that fire right now, and we're going to go through that fire during Jacob's trouble. But what does it say in Zechariah chapter 13? I shall bring that third part through the fire, that they shall be tried and refined as that gold. And acceptable men are tried in the fire of adversity, as it further says in Sirach chapter 2.
That's a
Be
different.
perfected.
That's a different walk, like the elder said. Like that fire we going through, you know, having little infirmities and you know the world mocking us and you know different things. Man, this ain't gonna be compared to what the judgment of the Lord that awaits those who you know gotta really feel that pain, that second Esdras 9, that death by pain, brother. Like this is a whole different level, man. All right, dying for righteousness and dying for wickedness, it gotta be a different death. That's something we know according to biblical scriptures, bro. It's gonna feel different and it's gonna hit different. That's for sure. That we know, man. All right.
And real quick, just to back up that statement, as it says in Psalm 68, precious is the death of his saints in his eyes, roughly paraphrasing. Because it's a very real possibility. If it's our lot to go out as a martyr, you're going to have that eternal memorial in the kingdom that this is a man that went out like a man. He girded up his loins like a man of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai and received that crown for not giving into the ways of wickedness, not folding like a bitch out here, a bitch of the world.
And that crown is eternal. All right. It's not a crown we're going to have for 1,000 years and then get it taken from us. And then we got to give it's an eternal crown. All right. That's what we're fighting for. That's our faith.
An eternal dominion and eternal righteousness.
And that shows some coon shit too. You just really want Esau to rule again, man.
Yeah.
Get taken down and rule again. Man, niggas got Stockholm syndrome, man.
Yes.
And I say, I'm gonna say this: you got a lot of coons, all right, around the truth, man. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that you can see the shit. It's coon behavior, man.
And you got, and like you say, he come in the spirit of Saul. And one Saul supposed to kill all the
Amalekites.
Amalek.
Yeah, and you leave one of them alive, and then you have Samuel come through and knock his head, bro. Same like us. What are you doing? Don't leave none of them alive. The Lord gave you direct orders. Kill all of them. What are you talking about? They're gonna rule. That's neither here nor there. I just can't listen to that, brother. Like it, I can't. Fat it. This. Yeah, that's spirit, y'all can not be, brother. Just like Saul, Saul left the Amalek king. You know, he killed all and bought him. And Samuel, like, what you doing, bro?
And what was his reasoning? What was his reason? Oh, well, they had their cattle look nice. You know, all these material goods look nice. I wanted to give it as an offering to you instead of destroying it.
Just destroy him and take every fucking thing. And he ain't told him don't take everything either. If you kill all of them, you get everything, man. And that's what we gonna do them in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna totally conquer them and then cut their fucking heads or burn them, whatever. After 1,000 years, whatever, they're gonna be eradicated. That's biblical prophecy, man.
Yeah.
Esau ain't coming back after that 1,000 years.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what bubble shrimp lip niggas got to say about it either, man. All right, this nigga E gonna go. He gonna go hard too, man. Matter of fact, if you don't look like you can go with him too.
Yeah,
I'd be damned. Like I'm like Apostle to her. I'd be damned if Lord will I make it on a chariot and it's a goddamn a full-blooded Edomite on there, I'm gonna kick him out the goddamn door. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna be the first Israelite to get in trouble going to the kingdom, man. I'm gonna kick that nigga out the goddamn chariot, man. All right, the hell with that shit, man. You done all this work, all right, feet hurting, back hurting, you out here toiling in the truth for Edomite to make it. Hell no, man. The hell with that. This devil gotta go, man.
For real.
It's a bunch of coons, man.
That nigga, man. Boy, I don't-
Gone. Mind gone.
Oh, truly gone, man.
Jay gonna be able to come back in some Hebrew Pampers. He got that Hebrew Pamper activity spirit on him. Right?
Yeah,
Hebrew huggy countenance.
yes,
He got some Hebrew
yes,
Pampers activity on him, brother. Like,
yes.
all
You,
the way out.
you think they're gonna be purple? You think they're
Yeah,
gonna
it'll
be
be purple.
purple Pampers?
Man.
Purple Pampers. And purple not a good color. Jake just using it for all the wrong fucking reasons right now. Yeah, he want purple. Throw the purple Hebrew Pampers on him. He gonna be righteous.
True, man.
But he gotta get restarted. Especially saying shit like that. Jay gotta get restarted.
All that dramatic ass howling like a Baptist preacher and shit. All that old antics and shit. That shit, man. Who believes that? Like, only a fool will believe that shit. Simple will believe that shit, man. This nigga rapping right. He talk to you all. It's just games, man. He's just selling the car to you goddamn numbskulls over there, man. But like I say, only the elect gonna wake up out of that shit. And a lot of you gonna just be taken. Because like I said, you love smooth words. You love shit packaged right too, man. That's why the Lord gonna jack a lot of you up.
That man, that's serious, bro. This is Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
Hey, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the times of Jacob's trouble, the sword, the famine, the death and destruction coming, all a part of that end times biblical prophecy. But what's also a part of it? But he shall be saved out of it. The elect, the remnant, having that standard set up, and also fulfilling prophecy by making it and being the first fruits in the kingdom of heaven. So again, at the end of the day, hey, we're just, we're puppets of prophecy. We're going to continue to preach prophecy, and prophecy will come to its fulfillment.
Hey, if they're gonna rule again, we might as well throw the towel in. Because the next time they rule, after what we about to do them for 1,000 years, man, they gonna break us in half, man. Man, I'm talking about the next time they get on there, brother, they gonna annihilate us, man. And that ain't, we all know that's not nowhere in biblical. This is not in the Lord's will. What are we talking about here? Hey, it's neither here nor there, brother. You got it, Brian, brother.
Does any brothers have any closing points they want to make?
Nah,
They tell you in Daniel clearly, after this kingdom, Yahushua is going to reign forever. It's plain. It breaks down this kingdom. Okay. It's simple, man. Real easy. You got it out.
And when it's
and ever. It don't.
You say even forever and ever.
And even forever and ever. It's just
forever, ever, and ever, ever.
Forever, ever.
And what is it saying in 1 Thessalonians 4? When they get called up in the air, they shall ever, ever be with him.
Ever be with him.
That means we ain't, we're going to be with him for a season and go back into slavery, and he's going to have to come back again and save us. That just
madness, man.
Madness.
Slavery. I would try to get y'all brothers to take the garments off, and we talk about this no more. We might well try to rich for rip. I mean, we might as well just go try to do what we don't do. Man, come on, man. Hell with this shit, bro. You got it out. This is all for naught. Basically, it would be all for naught. But you got it, bro.
But hey, through prophecy, we know that's damn sure not the case.
Yes, brother.
Hey, so with that, we hope you sincere Akim and Aquath were edified by this lesson. And again, as always, we're giving all praises, glory, and infinite to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakah Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure to the end, and to the few sincere Aqua diligently learning in silence. I'm going to say a Baba Ball,
Bible Ball,
Kwam Yasharala,
Kwame Asharala,
Shalawam.
Shalom.
Hold up.